Hello everyone. In continuation to our series in learning engineering hydrology, today we are going to study very simple but very important topic of meteorological data as well as hydrological data. So a lot of people have a lot of confusion about which data qualifies under meteorological observations and which data qualifies under hydrological observations. So let us have a look at meteorological data. Now, as far as meteorological data is concerned, we all have studied about it in our school timing or in our primary years. The first meteorological data that we are going to cover is precipitation and its mode of occurrence. Now, in the last class, we have already seen that there are many types of precipitations. Okay, whenever we are going to study something like this, something related to meteorology, something related to hydrology, and all, the first and most important thing that one needs to remember always while studying hydrology is the basic equation of precipitation equal to evaporation plus runoff. Okay, whatever amount of rainfall is being received, whatever amount of rainfall is being received, okay, that rainfall either goes away as a runoff or it evaporates into the atmosphere. These are the basic concepts that you need to remember always while studying different aspects of hydrology. We have already seen this equation in great detail in our last class. Okay, precipitation received on Earth is equal to evaporation plus runoff. Okay, so the first data that is to be collected is mode of occurrence of precipitation. Second most important data is humidity. Now, as far as you all must be knowing, whenever a lot of heat is received on Earth due to sun and its radiation, the different water available in different water bodies ultimately starts to evaporate and it becomes what we call as vapor into the atmosphere. Now, whenever a lot of vapor is induced into the atmosphere, there comes a particular point wherein the atmosphere cannot accommodate any more vapor. Okay, that is known as saturated वेपर प्रेशर. इतना ज्यादा हीट से वेपर आने लगता है कि उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में उससे ज्यादा हीट या उससे ज्यादा वेपर का प्रेशर अकोमोडेट नहीं हो सकता एंड दैट इज नोन एज सैचुरेटेड वेपर प्रेशर. Now, this saturation vapor pressure versus temperature graph looks somewhat like this. Generally, saturated vapor pressure is represented by small e subscript s, where E always stands for vapor pressure and small s stands for saturation. So this graph somewhere looks something like this. If you go into more detail, then there are different points on this graph. Okay, like there is a dew point. Okay, there is a wet bulb temperature, but we needn't go so much into detail right now. It is only for you to understand that humidity is a very important measure of meteorological data. Okay, humidity is very important as far as meteorological data is concerned. Okay, then we have our next meteorological data, that is radiation. Now, again, as you all must be knowing, that radiation, basically sun's radiation, which reaches the Earth's surface, is the major source of energy. Okay, and to measure radiation, there are radiometers installed at different location. क्योंकि साथ साथ में हमें ये भी देखते जाना है कि ये सब डेटा रिकॉर्ड कैसे होता है. तो प्रेसिपिटेशन या रेनफॉल को रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए रेन गेजेस होते हैं. इसी तरह ह्यूमिडिटी भी एटमॉस्फेयर में रिकॉर्ड की जाती है. बहुत सारे तरीके हैं ह्यूमिडिटी निकालने के. इसमें एक रिलेटिव ह्यूमिडिटी का भी कॉन्सेप्ट है. So there are many equipments available which give you the humidity of particular region. And as far as radiation is concerned, radiometers are used to measure the incoming as well as outgoing radiation, and hence we record the net radiation. Okay. So another important meteorological data is the temperature. To record temperatures, thermometers are used widely. Do not confuse this with the thermometer that we use to measure our body temperature whenever we are feverish. That is a different type of thermometer. Here to measure temperature, different thermometers are used, although the unit of measurement is same, that is डिग्री सेल्सियस. सो आपको न्यूज में बहुत बार दिखता होगा कि आज का अधिकतम तापमान ये था, न्यूनतम तापमान ये था. सो many a times you might be coming to know what is the mean temperature, what is the normal temperature, what was the highest temperature recorded, what was the lowest temperature recorded. Okay, so all these aspects are covered under the point of temperature. And another, last but not the least, is wind velocity. It is one of the major factors that affect the climate of a place. Okay. Most of the people, common man, they don't know how wind velocity can affect the climate of a place. Okay. So you might have seen a lot of uh, images of different sadhus and sages or people backpacking in the snow and not wearing woolens. That is because there is no wind blowing over there. But even if you have a slightly dip in temperature, but you have chilly winds blowing in that area, then it becomes very uncomfortable for the human being to survive. Okay. So there are many equipments to measure wind velocity. Okay. So one of the most common equipment is anemometer. Anemometer is one of the most common equipments to measure wind velocity and to measure direction. क्योंकि वेलोसिटी के साथ साथ हवा कहाँ से कहाँ चल रही है ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है. So to measure the direction, wind vane is used. The equipment used to measure the direction is wind vane. Okay. So nowadays there is meteorological observation array, MOA. Okay. They are available in small compact instrument forms, and they consist of different arms which give us the direction of wind, the velocity of wind, the radiation, the temperature. So all in one kind of a concept is there in meteorological observation area. Okay. So I hope the concept of meteorological data is clear to all of you. In the next part, we'll cover hydrological data. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.